As we look to the U.S. election, Democrats and Republicans alike celebrating their vice presidential candidates' performances in last night's debate. Tim Walz and J.D. Vance focused largely on policy and kept things mostly civil. They even seemed at times to agree on certain issues.
And I actually think, I agree with you. I think you want to solve this problem, but I don't think that Kamala Harris does.
I believe Senator Vance wants to solve this, but by standing with Donald Trump and not working together to find a solution, it becomes a talking point.
The 90-minute debate covering that issue, which was the border and immigration, other issues, abortion, the economy, guns. Vance and Walz focused their personal attacks less on each other and more on their rivals' running mates, namely Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Watching it all and paying close attention was our Richard Madden, who's in our Washington Bureau Live with some of the reactions. The standout moments for you, Richard. Overall, what did you think?
Yeah, good morning, Heather. Well, first of all, it was refreshingly Midwestern nice. There's a lot of animosity between these two, but they mostly kept it civil. But it was notable that Governor Walz seemed nervous at the start. He missed an opportunity to introduce himself to American voters, while Senator Vance came across much smoother and weaved in his life story at the start. Now, the two avoided attacking each other, as you noted, acting more as proxies, defending or promoting their respective running mates on issues ranging from the Middle East, abortion, immigration, gun violence, and of course the economy. Now, first and foremost, the rules. They stated only the candidates could fact-check each other, not the moderators. But when Vance brought up false claims about Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio, a moderator stepped in to clarify they were there legally, and that's the only time they had to turn off the mics. Watch this.
That is the facilitation of illegal immigration, Margaret, by our own leadership.
Thank you, Senator, for describing the legal process. We have so much to get to, Senator.
Those laws have been on the books since 1990.
Thank you, gentlemen.
The CBP One app has not been on the books since 1990. It's something that Kamala Harris created, Margaret.
Gentlemen, the audience can't hear you because your mics are cut.
Just a reminder, there was no audience in that debate. Now, as for Walz, he had his share of missteps. He admitted that he falsely claimed he visited China during the Tiananmen Square massacre back in the 80s. And he also fumbled his response about gun violence in a scene that went viral. Take a listen.
Yeah, I sat in that office with those Sandy Hook parents. I've become friends with school shooters. I've seen it. Look, the NRA, I was an NRA guy for a long time. They used to teach gun safety.
Now, Walz also missed chances to fact-check or challenge Vance, except for one key moment when he brought up Trump's refusal to accept his loss in 2020. Watch this.
He is still saying he didn't lose the election. I would just ask that. Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020 COVID situation?
That is a damning non-answer.
It's a damning non-answer for you to not talk about censorship.
Now, it's also worth noting Vance admitted his party needs to do better attracting female voters, which may explain why, for the most part, he stayed calm and wasn't the aggressive attack dog that he's known for in Republican circles, really trying to soften the edges during the debate.
There has been a lot of attention, a lot of questioning whether this vice presidential debate might carry greater weight than some from past elections because of how close this race is between Trump and Harris. As you looked at things, what impact do you think it will have on the campaign, Richard?
Yeah, you're right, Heather. Now, traditionally, VP debates don't really carry the same clout as presidential debates. But as you noted, in a race this tight, it could have an impact. If there is one, we'll likely see it reflected in the next round of polling in about a week or so. But overall, there really wasn't a knockout punch. But Senator Vance was clearly more prepared. He's used to sparring with reporters and debating, while Governor Walz has really been bubble wrapped by the Harris campaign. He's kept a low profile and hasn't done tough interviews. Now, whether this moves the needle remains to be seen, but one key takeaway, Vance's performance likely raised his stock within the party. Even skeptical Republicans likely setting him up as a potential heir apparent to Trump in 2028. Just over 4 or 5 weeks now until Election Day. This is the last debate until then.
Richard, thank you so much. Richard Madden covering the campaign for us this morning.